Clemson and Georgia Tech last night. Thoughts on the periphery? Clemson, defense is as good as advertised. The way they run, the way they tackle, how physical and deep they are up front. I thought Clemson was able to roll guys in left and right and be able to make plays. Obviously, you lose Brent Venables and Tony Elliott. Defense didn't skip a beat. I'm going to go ahead and say this. DJU was not awful last night. I thought he was up and down. The timing still looks off. You watch all of college football and you see quarterbacks that are in rhythm, quarterbacks that kind of, not that they get what's going on, but they have a feel for what's going on and they look like they're playing at the speed of the game. There were some times where DJU did that, especially in the short game and intermediate game. But anything intermediate to deep, not just the slant, not just the dig, something where he had to go through his reads, it looked like the timing was off. Now, Pace and some of the other guys they have at the skill positions, I think are good enough. I think Shipley's a good enough runner. Are they the most elite team on offense? No. But I don't think, at least after watching game one, that Clemson can beat Alabama or Georgia or possibly Ohio State with DJU at quarterback. Now, when I saw Klubnik come in, that kid ran the offense like he knew what was going on. It just seemed like a spark. And I know it was at the end of the game, and Georgia Tech wasn't playing as hard on defense, or at least wasn't in the game as much as they were earlier. But the difference in speed of the game when Klubnik was on the field and watching him operate, at least from a reads and decision-making standpoint and being able to do things on the move, makes me believe that Cade Klubnik is the best option for Clemson. We've got to see more. DJ's going to get, another chance here in week 2 and as it goes on. But I'm telling you guys, by week 4, Cade Klubnik's going to be the quarterback. You think so? I don't know if it's it's not a foregone conclusion, but it's getting close. You still had the turnover early by DJ. And if you watch, they were so simplistic on offense. Yeah. Clemson didn't run anything offensively, really, that you were like, wow, that's a great man beater you're going to see against Bama. I think they kept it vanilla, not because they thought they were going to roll Georgia Tech, because it was 14-10 there for a while. But if that's the type of style, and DJU, while he has lost weight and he's a more shiftier runner, he is not nearly what Klubnik is, tucking the ball down and running it. I could tell you that after the first play. Cade Klubnik is the future at Clemson. He'll be the quarterback by week 4. I think we should go through the schedule and look, and I'll probably tell you exactly what game it'll have.
Blaine, you think we got another Trevor Lawrence situation at Clemson?
For sure. I mean, realistically, if you look at this game, they were going into halftime only scoring 7 points. I mean, you block a punt. Block a punt on the 5-yard line for Georgia Tech and still have to score on 4th and goal to get in and to get points. And, I mean, I tweeted this earlier when I saw this game. It looked like the same Clemson offense from last year. The defense is a top 3 defense, in my opinion. But you see the separation in the tiers from the Georgias and the Bama. I do think Clemson would have a chance against Ohio State after watching Ohio State
low-scoring game
versus
probably.
That Notre Dame team. I mean, Clemson's defense is better than Notre Dame's, and I would say their offense is almost equal. But I wouldn't be surprised if Cade comes in and starts week 4. I mean, DJ took, if anything, small steps in improvement. If you want to compete with the best, you're going to need a better offense than this. You can go back to the play calling in the first half. It was somewhat conservative, which I was surprised by. I'm not saying come back and take deep shots every play, but open it up a little bit. DJ kept making the same mistakes. I mean, he's always been a good running quarterback, but he's a big guy that's easy to take down, in my opinion, and he doesn't run the offense extremely efficient. So, I see Cade starting probably week 4. I wouldn't be surprised. And Clemson needs to do that if they want to take another step because they have a defense to win a national championship.
They do.
They have the depth on defense to make that run. But if that offense doesn't pick it up, you won't get past Bama, you won't get past Georgia, and it will be a ball game with the Michigans, the Ohio State's that second tier kind of, but I wasn't surprised by this Clemson offense.
I agree with his main point on that.
Yeah, let's go through the schedule real quick.
Yeah, here it is.
Hold up, Penny. Let's go ahead through it.
Furman.
All right, win. Obviously.
Louisiana Tech.
They'll blow them out.
At Wake Forest.
This is
with Sam
game.
Hartman
I'm going to tell you what I think is going to happen. All right, Wake Forest without Sam Hartman. You dispose of Furman easy, right? La Tech, while they're better than Furman, Clemson just should out-talent them over 4 quarters. I don't see Louisiana Tech scoring more than 14. I believe that game's at Wake Forest,
yes.
Right? I think you will see Clemson go to Wake. It will be a tight game. DJU will have a couple turnovers. Then Cade Klubnik will come in, and he will never come out. That's going to be the game at Wake Forest. They'll come back. They'll be down 7, maybe 10 in the second half or late in the second quarter before halftime. Cade Klubnik will come in. The offense will look totally different. They'll win by double digits. Cade Klubnik will be the quarterback all the way through for Clemson, and DJU will transfer after the season. Now, I'm not saying that I think DJU is a bad player.
No.
I think Cade Klubnik is just better than him. And I know it's a small sample size, and it was at the end of the game, and I get it. But just watch. By week 5, before week 5 starts, Cade Klubnik will be the starter at Clemson, and he'll be the starter there for 2 more years until he goes early in the draft. This kid has a ton of talent. The one throw he made on the run, rolling to his right, overneath the linebacker, underneath the safety, was a big-time throw there, rolling to your right. The kid is just a natural thrower of the ball. And, Tom Luganville said something, a guy that we have on weekly, we're going to have again, obviously, this week unless something gets derailed there. He said you wouldn't be wowed by Cade Klubnik's arm. And Tom was on the call last night. And I'm going to ask, I thought his arm looked pretty good. I didn't see anything that told me, all right, he's more of a finesse guy. He's more the pitcher that's going to pump 88 to 91 and know how to locate and have great feel and anticipation to get the ball where he needs to go. That kid, I'm just telling you, is going to be a problem. There are some young quarterbacks coming up. They just continue to get better and better and better from a younger age. We've seen the way Bryce Young's grown. C.J. Stroud, I think just little game one, not jitters, but the chemistry really didn't seem great, especially after Jigba went down. They kind of seemed a little bit off balance there until they found their footing. But I tell you, man, Cade Klubnik's the future at Clemson, and it's just a matter of time.
Yeah, especially when, I agree with Blaine that DJ Uiagalelei played better last night. He didn't play a bad football game.
He didn't play bad.
He made some plays, but he didn't take the step I thought necessary to be able to hold off someone similar to the Michigan quarterback situation that we've been talking about.
Yeah, well, it wasn't a big enough jump for me to be like, wow. It wasn't a jump where I was like, this guy looks like a totally different guy.
Yeah.
What were the best throws down the field he had? Was basically the deep comebacks to the outside. And then he threw a vert to the field. There wasn't a lot of deep balls. I do think that the one ball he tried to throw the back shoulder a little bit for the touchdown, I think it was Brooks, that he kind of went back and dropped it.
Ball.
I thought that was a pretty good ball. But overall, because I'm looking at Clemson saying, all right, I know you guys have studs. It's going to come down to quarterback play, and just like it should be, Clemson is in one of those categories, or the category that you judge them based off how Bama and Georgia looked. You judge them based on how can they beat Ohio State, can they beat Alabama, can they beat Georgia. From what I saw last night, Blaine, I'm with you. The defense is national championship level. The offense, right now, with DJ running it, cannot beat Alabama and cannot beat Georgia. Because Alabama and Georgia will score some points against them.
And could drop a couple in the ACC, realistically.
Yes.
You go back
that's the next one is
Well, we got to find
NC
out
State.
more about, and I've been high on Miami. They played Bethune-Cookman. I got to see. I got to see.
Well, you go back and, look at that team last year. The defense was phenomenal. I know they got some big injuries last year, but, the defense was good last year, and it was very good this year. But the offense will let you down this season if they play like that. That defense can only carry you for so long without you dropping a couple. And I know NC State had a bad week 1. Miami looked good. There's a couple of teams in the ACC. Pittsburgh, could be a problem. But, if your offense doesn't show up somewhat consistently on a week-in, week-out basis, you have the chance to drop a couple games in the ACC.
Well,
your defense won't win you every game.
Hey, everybody, if you like what you're hearing, go ahead and ring that bell. We're excited to be here. It's Crane & Company live, 2 to 3 Central, daily. Ring that bell. I want to hear it from coast to coast.